Welcome to Managerial TV. My name is Si Leslie.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Cancel that. Nobody's watching anyway, so we're alright, we can with it. Apart from when this gets played on YouTube and everyone's watching it, yeah.
Hello, welcome to Managerial TV. My name's Si Leslie. We've got Ryan, Lewis and Jay tonight, and we're going to talk about Tuesday night's shambles. You might disagree with that, guys, but I can't sugarcoat it. I think Tuesday night was an absolute disgrace, the first half of our performance. What's your thoughts?
You go first, Lewis.
Hey, well, I mean, a shocking result at home. I mean, there's not really much to say that's not already been said by pretty much everyone out there. So, I mean, you start off with the first goal. I mean, it's the two defenders and the goalkeeper. It's a case of miscommunication, and we've seen goals like that. We've conceded goals like that before. I mean, it's schoolboy stuff, to be honest. It's the goalkeeper thinks the two centre-halves are going to go for it, and the centre-halves think the goalkeeper's going to go for it. It's just a bit of a miss-up. Well, a big bit of a miss-up, but, I mean, especially so early on in the game, you just kind of shoot yourself in the foot.
Terrible goal to lose at the start. A wee bit inside me after I've gave it a few days, guys, with this, because I'll be honest, I was fuming. But I do think to myself, Martin is right about one thing. That surely can't happen again, that goal. The other two probably will, but that mistake is schoolboy error.
Sorry. I think it's the three of them, to be honest. I think it's the three of them. I think it's Suter, Giga and Butland, to be honest. I think it's all three of them.
I don't see where Suter's to blame in that at all, Lewis.
I think it's Giga to blame for it. Was he told to do that? I don't know, but if Butland comes out, I don't think he's going to win the ball, because their player was quite quick off it and he took it well. He's well composed. They're all good players. I don't think Butland was to blame for it.
No, for me, it's all Giga. You can see that he's constantly looking at the striker, and he's not looking at the ball. He has no idea where the ball is. The first thing he needs to do is go to the ball, make sure that he's at least protecting the ball, so Jack Butland could come out or get the ball and pass it back. But just trying to block the defender off on the halfway line, it's doing nothing. So for me, it's completely Giga's fault, and yeah, I hope it doesn't happen again. But I fear not goals like that, but potentially something similar. Or goals that we shouldn't be conceding will happen again under this management team, because we've seen it already. A number of goals that have been conceded that it's just poor defending, lapses of concentration, and I just don't understand how we can be that sort of be that lazy in our approach to games, where we're conceding such silly goals so early on. Like the beginning of the game, the start of the game is where you should be on top of it. You should be fully focused, and I don't understand how it's possible for them not to be and to make such mistakes.
It's so cliche, guys, right? I know that shouldn't happen, but it's almost as if the defence don't know each other. When you watch that, nobody knows whose ball it was.
But we've got 3 lone players in the back four, so it's like, where's they're obviously not going to know each other, but there's no long-term thinking behind that either, because next summer, with Suter on his last 12 months in his contract, 3 loan deals, we're going to be in the exact same situation again.
Well, that's another point, because there's Suter's scenario, but there's also Tavernier. You're actually looking at a full defence is required for next season. And just a wee bit inside me thinks, I don't think Giga's a bad player, but we couldn't wait to get rid of Balogun, and a guy like Balogun in a game like that would have been more organised, I think. And the young boy was how do you pronounce his name? Mahogany or what was it?
Megoma.
Megoma, right? I couldn't mind his name there. He was actually all right, but you're right. The defence they all looked as if they weren't familiarised with each other. Nobody claimed the ball. They just all stood and watched it. It really was amateurish football. And in the Champions League, you cannot do that at this level.
Can I come in on the goal side, the first goal?
Yep.
And I've actually drawn a wee thing here, right? This is the goal, right?
I know, that's
see the 2 top dots? The 2 top dots are Giga and Suter, and the top dot here is Jack Butland, right? Jack Butland is 75% to blame for that goal, and 25% of it's Giga, right? Jack Butland is far too deep. Jack Butland should be here. See where the second dot is? Because the Jack Butland's sitting far too deep. All Jack Butland has done by sitting so deep when the centre halves are so high, it's just created a space for them to hit. He's basically created a field, more or less, for them just to actually just punt the ball into and create space. And that's exactly what it's happened.
Well, their manager said that. Their manager said that at the press conference and knew where the gaps were.
He's got to be 5 or 10 yards further up the park so that when the ball does come over, because Giga just looks and then tries to kind of shy the guy away a wee bit, try to push him so the Butland can come out on his right foot and put the ball up into the stand or put the ball up into the corner. It's 75% Jack. Giga's got to do better because Giga should turn around and recognise, Christ, Jack Butland's in the wrong place. I've got to make sure I've got to cover this. Defenders need to defend, but Jack Butland's got to be at least 5 or 10 yards further up the park, and he's not, and that's where he wants to go.
Would you put that down to Jack Butland, or would you put that down to Russell Martin? Is it Russell Martin saying that he wants Jack Butland in that position, or is it Jack Butland lacking the confidence to go out and
I think
get
the answer to that is
that far out the goal?
I think the answer to that is, and this is only a guess, but I don't think it's Jack Butland's style of football. I don't think he's confident doing it. I think he's probably been told that, what Ryan's saying, but he doesn't. Butland does not look comfortable with the possessional side of the game.
But like I said, the best way I can describe it is all he's done by sitting that far back is just created a fairway, and they've just went like, that'll do for me. Bang, just knock it in there, strikers run on. It's Christmas. So it's bad. It's bad on Giga. I don't know where you're getting Suter for me, man, but I don't think Suter's to blame for it in any way, shape, or form.
I'd need to watch it again, to be fair, but I would need to watch it again. I might be wrong there, right? In
the stadium, when I was at the game, I was shouting, for God's sake, Giga, why did you not just go with him? But when I've actually had the opportunity to actually look at it, and I'm looking at Jack Butland's position and when the ball was actually hit to where Butland actually finished, when the ball, what I mean by hit is when the pass was made, his starting position is far too deep. He's got to be further up the park. Mm-hmm. And like Sai saying, he doesn't want to be there. See, if he doesn't want to be there, the centre halves can't go as far up as what they're going. We've got to defend our goals better. It's just we've got to play to our strengths, but all we're doing is we're creating weaknesses.
What they also showed, though, at the end of the game was our pressing in the second half compared to the first half. So in the first half, when they had a goal kick, we were 10, 15 yards off them. But when in the second half, when they had a goal kick, we were on their box ready to press. And it needs to be the full team that does that. The strikers need to be on their box ready to press, which would allow the midfielders to push forward. Defence can then push forward over 20 yards, and then Jack Butland can sit in that position. But the attackers don't push forward. Then that ball's always going to come over the top. You need to stop them from having a clear go at it. I
think the reasoning behind that, a lot of that, is I think after that goal went in, the defence and most of the team shut themselves. I just think they were really, really nervous. And after that, for 20 minutes, exactly what Ryan said, right? For 20 minutes, the positional play, everybody looked out of position. Nobody seemed to know what they were. It was almost like, don't give me the ball.
Yeah.
Raskin's the only guy I can think he was actually looking for the ball at that point.
Aye. What was the second goal again? Second goal was criminal marking for this guy. See this zonal marking, I've got the line. How can that wee guy be standing at the edge of the box with nobody marking him? And Danilo's doing this. Danilo's basically in the kind of in line with the front post, sort of in line with the penalty spot, and he's there basically to cut that pass out.
This is where you need your captains on the field to like Suter's captain when the armband for the day was James Tavernier on the bench. You need him to be organising everyone, but I don't get that from him. I feel like he's listening to potentially instruction from Russell Martin, and maybe that's the way he wants to set up. But when you're on the pitch and you can see there's a mistake, Russell Martin, 40, 50 yards away or whatever, he can't get those instructions across. So you need to take the ownership and responsibility on the pitch and be like, there's a free man at the edge of the box here, right? Push, I don't know, Ant-Man or someone out to the box that you mark him. But I don't feel like we've got that, and it comes back down to the lack of leaders in this team. If we're relying on John Suter being the leader that's going to take us to the next level and to win domestic trophies and get us to the Champions League, it's never going to happen.
But see what I was saying is that as far as like shape and stuff like and captains and stuff, they work on this on the Friday. Now they've put Danilo there deliberately, probably on the basis that if it goes to the edge of the box, he'll cut down. Now see if that was Dessler standing there, guarantee you he cuts that out. He will get there and make sure he gets a head on that to get the ball clear. He'll cut that out. But you've got this hopeless Brazilian football player, and I can't describe him as anything.
Is he Brazilian? Are you sure?
I swear to God, if I see him in a Rangers jersey again, I'm going to absolutely go mental. He's nowhere near good enough to play for us. He's appalling. He does nothing he brings nothing to the team. I've asked, people then come to me and they say they try and stick up for him, and I challenge them and say, you tell me, what is Danilo's best attribute? What is he good at? He isn't fast. He isn't strong. He can't hold the ball up. He's terrible in the air. He's trying to play 1-2s. He offers you absolutely nothing whatsoever. We didn't even have to wait until Tuesday night against Bruges. We've seen it on Saturday against Alloa. He's playing against part-time League One centre-halves, and he cannot even get the better of these guys. He's pathetic. He's stealing £30,000 a week off us, flying or laughing all the way to the bank with £6 million. He is nowhere near good enough to play for Rangers, and he should be nowhere near our team ever again. He is appalling.
A couple of things on that goal. No marking and every man in the box. I really don't like it, and I get other teams do it, but there's horses for courses. First of all, see if you're going to put every man in the box for a corner or a set piece free kick in a danger area, especially a corner, you should have somebody in the back post and the front post. That's my opinion on that. It cuts a lot, it makes it a lot easier for the goalkeeper. For some reason, we do not do that. And the other thing is, similar to what Ryan said, see when the ball comes out, if you've got every man in the box, it used to be charge, innit? Get back. If you've not got anybody to play the ball, they've got the option to play the ball because they're 3 men outside the box. Then as soon as that ball's out, you should be charging out to stop it. We're that slow and lacklustre. It's almost as if you don't mark anybody in the box and stay in your zone. It was pathetic.
Yeah, I completely agree. That third goal was pathetic. The way the ball gets headed out and everyone's just on the heels. Danilo's on the heels. Rothwell's not coming across to try and get a block in. It's just like, have a shot, see what happens.
Aye, but guess who the centre half goes past? Guess who's meant to block the centre half off the top centre half line in? Guess who? Number 99.
Your man Danilo. But
the other thing I'll say is, now let me finish this before everybody laughs. James Tavernier is our best defender. I also think he's done and he's well past it, but I'd still say that's how bad we are now. I would say he's our best defender just now. When he came on, I thought he settled that a wee bit, but that's not me saying he should be playing every week. That's how bad that we are, because before he was there, a few times he's came on and we've looked a lot stronger. I don't know if it's a leadership quality he's got or whatever, but when he's not in the park, they all seem to freeze. And Max Aarons, he will never be good enough for Rangers Football Club. I just think he's too easily knocked off the ball. And it was him that made the comment at the press conference this week saying that when there's no pressure, it's a lot easier for him. Well, that doesn't happen. And with Rangers and Ibrox especially, it's pressure every week.
I think it's a bit of a kick in the teeth for Tavernier, to be honest. It's obviously he's got his faults, and including myself, have said that he should be getting taken out of the team. But he signed a 19-year-old boy who's played 18 first-team games and brought him in on loan, registered him, dropped somebody else, dropped another internationalist to make sure this guy plays on Tuesday night for the basis that he's going to drop his captain, probably one of his most experienced players, if not the most experienced player in the squad. So it's a bit of a kick in the teeth for Tav. But
100%.
I don't think Tav's the answer. I don't think Aarons is the answer.
Sorry, neither they are. But currently, I think that's what the best we've got.
He might come good.
Yeah, I've nearly sort of made my mind up on Max. I don't see anything from him. If you look at Magoma, he got dropped into this game at left back, 19-year-old, first time playing at this level, and I felt like he was a lot more dangerous. That cross that he put in for our goal was sensational, really. If you think about, exactly what a striker would want, between the centre backs and the goalkeeper, along the floor, easy tap in. Does Max give you that? Have we seen that since he started? I feel like every time he gets the ball, he just plays it back. He plays a safe pass. I want to see him busting the gut to get to the byline to whip a ball in, and I just don't get that from him. I don't get that work rate up and down. I feel like he plays it safe, and you can't do that at Rangers. You can't play it safe. It's easy for the defender, especially when they sit in on those low blocks. So I think he'll get more games. Of course he will, but I don't think he can handle the pressure playing for this club.
Well, the thing is, I don't think that Russell Martin's going to change the system. It doesn't matter what we say or anybody else says. I don't think the system's changing. So these guys are going to have to fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
The other problem I've got is the midfield. I don't think they're comfortable playing along.
Ah.
I don't think they're comfortable in the system, and I don't think they're comfortable playing alongside each other. I'm not a big fan so far of Rothwell from what I've seen him.
I don't think him and Raskin should be in the same team together. I think it's one or the other.
One or the other, exactly. Aye.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And it would be asking for me.
I
it
thought
would be.
Diamandi was particularly poor on Tuesday. I thought Diamandi had a really bad game.
I
And
don't
my,
think he
my
likes the
heart,
system.
and my heart goes out to Lyle Cameron because I don't know what he needs to do to keep his jersey. He get rested at the weekend against Alloa. For my thoughts, he was going to then play the 90 minutes against Bruges. And I don't even, did he get off the bench for 10 minutes at the end? But there was one at the right at the end of the first half where Diamandi's, it's a 15, 20 yard pass. He's just got to glide down. I think it was Coma or Gisama's feet. And he's put the ball into the enclosure. And it's like, mate, what are you doing?
I know.
But it's so poor. And it's not even just for an enclosure. It's for into the enclosure at head height. Like, mate, why are you not just zipping the ball on the ground, just getting it? Play the easy pass. Like, who are you trying to impress?
For me, it doesn't look like he cares anymore.
Aye,
He looks like
aye.
he's switched off.
The thing
You know?
about it is he's got but he's got quality midfielders there that can play. He has got options, but he seems to be stuck with this same kind of triangle midfield that he wants to. He doesn't want to change that, and I don't think Diamandi wants to be there. Don't think he's comfortable. Don't think he's happy, and Raskin is going to get pissed off at all. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lyle Cameron. Why do you need to rest a young boy his age? What age is he? 19, 20?
22 years.
22. You don't need to rest a young boy at the weekend.
Yeah.
Not in a game like that. Well, a game where we needed legs in midfield, a bit of energy to get about the place and to put a tackle in and to assert yourself on the game. We need someone like that. We don't need Diamande strolling about the pitch thinking he's still playing, League One opposition at the weekend. It's Club Brugge, Champions League playoff. You need energy. We need a bit of intensity, someone to get the crowd up. Lyle Cameron gives you that. Dio doesn't, And I feel like I really want to see him drop some of his favourites now, put Raskin in the 6. Lyle Cameron should be a starter, and then there's another position up for grabs, whether it's Thelo Asgard or someone else can come into that position on the left-hand side. But I would like to see Lyle Cameron start instead of Dio, potentially on the right, and then maybe Thelo on the left. But we can't be having Rothwell and Diamande and Raskin in that midfield three. It does not work at all.
Just try to do the same jobs, aren't they? Rothwell and Raskin, it's so
Very
boring.
similar.
But you saw though as well during the game that eventually he switched it up and Raskin went into 6 and Rothwell went into the 8. So I think the penny might have dropped. And he's like, well, Raskin's in these type of games he's better in that position. I feel like he gets across the pitch quicker and he puts in a tackle. Whereas Rothwell, I feel like it's too easy to get past him. And
two things happened in the second half that were notable. One, I think Bruges kind of took their foot off the pedal a bit, and two, we finally started to play football. Was that because of the manager? Was it because of the players? I don't know, but we certainly settled in the second half. But Bruges could have killed us in the first half hour, and I thought it were. I thought it'd have been at 4 or 5 at that point. Second half, I thought Rangers were they were all right, but we were so angry it was hard to enjoy any of it. Could have been. You could argue we were unlucky not to lose 3-2.
Aye, well, I think the goal getting disallowed, it's hard to tell, to be honest, whether the goalkeeper has his hands fully on it. I don't think he does. I think it's a perfectly fine goal for me. He's got every right to go for that ball, to be honest. I've seen a wee replay earlier on. He's got every right to go for that ball. I think I never seen anything wrong with it in person anyways. I couldn't really see much where I was sitting. But it looked a perfectly fine goal. I think it should have been 3-2. I think we were very unlucky for it not to be 3-2.
It would have been a good ending to the game. See the last 10 minutes, if it was 3-2, I think Rangers would have went for it. It still wouldn't have
aye,
affected it. A lot of our support are just, I think we're 90%, and I'm only making a guess here, our support are finished with the manager already. I'm probably in that camp, if I'm being fair.
I'm not yet. I'm giving him the next 2 league games. If we don't win at the weekend and we don't win at the end of the month, the Old Firm, I think that's potentially going to be the time for change. Although I don't feel like they'll do it. But my prediction, right? I feel like we won't win the next 2 league games. We'll be in the Europa League group stage. It won't be in the Champions League, and then it'll be either Patrick Stewart or Kevin Thelwell or someone like that will come out in the international break, do another interview, say back the manager, and then results won't improve in September. He'll be gone in October, and we'll end up with someone like Graham Potter, who'll probably get sacked by West Ham. That's my prediction of what's going to happen, and I feel like we've just seen it year after year after year. October sacking, new manager in the door, and we go again.
They need to deliver him a striker. They need to deliver him a striker. They need to deliver him a high quality, proven goal scorer. Because Igamani, for all the talent that he's got and stuff like that, probably isn't a Rangers number 9. He's a great wee footballer, and I hope he goes on to have a great career. But I don't think he's the answer. I'm not going to mention his name again. You know who I'm talking about. Hasn't got it. And the jury will always be out on Cyril Dessers, and I'd have bit your hand off for him on Tuesday night for his industry and his hard work and stuff like that. But we need a proven quality goal scorer that's going to be on there that can complement Gassama, that can complement that man there. There was an incident on Tuesday night where Gassama hits the byline, he beats his defender and he hits the byline, and he's only got one option but to cross it in his left foot. Now, his left foot's his weaker one, and he's going to basically do a cutback. All day long, it's going to go to the front post, right? And you're expecting your goals. So now, how many times over the years did you see McCoist, Defoe, high-quality goal scorers run in front of the defender and get a wee chip in at the front post, a tap-in there? Cross comes in, Danilo's in the penalty spot hiding behind 2 guys. Literally, I sat and watched him. I goes, I need to stop being so critical of this guy. I'm going to sit and watch him, and I'm going to analyse him, and I'm just going to give him a chance tonight. And I sat and I watched him for the full 90 minutes. And that, for me, as soon as I saw that, I was like, I think we were 2-0 down, we might be 3-0 down at that point, and he's not even making an attempt to run right across his mark. And that's bread and butter, man. You get that off of Brian Graham at Falkirk, Partick Thistle. You get that off of buddy Lauren Shanklin when he was playing for United. How can we not get that off?
Do you think Martin's been told get to the Champions League and then you'll get a really good striker, or is it just a case of they haven't looked for one yet?
I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can base our plans off of getting into the Champions League. That would be a bonus, but all of our planning has to be done before that, without the Champions League in mind. If we still had business to do, we got to the Champions League, and they might be like, right, we've got money for this player, go and get him potentially. But I feel like we know where we need to strengthen. We can't rely purely on Champions League money to do it. We need to find alternative ways, and that's potentially what the 20 million came in for from the new owners anyway, to offset that Champions League money that we've got, so we could
also the window shut soon. Just trying to remember, refresh my memory here when it
about 10 days, I think.
Many
10 days, I think. Is it 1st of September?
I'll Google it.
So,
and it's not just getting players in. We've got like 9 players that we need to get off the books as well. So
there's a lot of players that we really need to get away from the club.
And it looks like Cifuentes might be off to Toronto as well. I've been hearing
I've seen that. Right.
Monday, the 1st of September at 7 p.m. The day after the Old Firm game at 7 o'clock.
Maybe they show that.
Okay.
Let's see how we're all recovering for the football.
But what we need though, from over the next week or 10 days, is actual experience in positions, because we've got some older guys that we brought in. Joe Rothwell, 30 years old, and we're bringing in a lot of younger guys. But I want to see a left centre back come in, another left back come in, a right winger and a striker in the 24 to 26 age range. People that have experience of playing at the top level, that are coming to us hungry to get it to that next level. So we have them for a couple of years that we can sell them on, but our experience and know how to play at this level. And especially as a striker, we need an experienced goal scorer, someone who knows how to make those movements to the front post. That's just waiting for things to happen. A less centre back with leadership about him, so he can organise the defence. No point putting young lads in there that have played, I don't know, 30, 40 games for Peterborough, or like the guy we're looking at for Real Betis, who had played like 10, 15 senior games or whatever it was. That's no good. We need some real experience in there now.
I'm not going to make an excuse when I'm saying this, but 12 o'clocks on Sunday afternoons just don't suit us. For some reason, we seem to be absolute keek. And St Mirren have been very well organised. They've got a good manager who knows how to play against a Rangers team when they're under pressure. This is going to be a really hard game on Sunday. Thoughts on that? I honestly think
I mean,
this
of course it'll be a hard game. Of course it'll be a hard game. I mean, the last two times that we've been to St Mirren, I mean, I think we've lost and we've drew. So, of course it'll be a tough game. And as you said, we never do well on a Sunday 12 o'clock kickoff. So, St Mirren will see the fact that we've not won a single league game, and they'll see that we've lost that the other night as well, and they'll be licking their lips at that, I think. St Mirren will definitely fancy themselves for a result. 100% they will.
The thing about it, I would say, is see if they can just get a result and get a result and get a good performance in Europe next week, and then beat Celtic. If they can do that, things change. To be fair, things change a wee bit because you go like that, we'll give them a bit of breathing space. But if it goes the other way, I don't see the fans being patient with the manager at all now.
No.
Just how long does he get, Si? And like I said this often under Clement. At what point does this become unacceptable? I said that often.
I think I was at the game the other night there, and also there's a rumour going about, maybe this isn't true because I've not really been on social media much, but I'm seeing things about Gerrard speaking with the owners. I don't know if that's a lot.
I seen stuff about that. I doubt that, to be honest. I think it's a lot of nonsense as well. Aye. But what I'm going to say is, oh sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say that would be really controversial if they were talking to Gerrard, because they won't be talking to Gerrard about punditry or stuff like that. They would be talking about if the shit hits the fan, do you want to come in? That's what I'm thinking.
Aye. I mean, what I'm going to say is, like, where do you draw the fine line between being patient with the manager and just accepting this sort of mediocre style of football? Where's the line? Where's the line in that? Where do you draw the line?
Well, my worry is that with the press conferences, I find it hard to listen to him in the press conferences, right? But he doesn't seem to see the same shit that we see. That's my worry. I'm listening to him when he's talking as if everything's going to be all right. Wait till the end of May, and we'll discuss it then.
So the epitome that shows that he doesn't see what we see was when he put the same 11 guys out for the second half that finished the first half on Tuesday night.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry.
That just sums it up for me, because you're looking at it going, we're going 3-0 down at half time. How many times in world football at any level have you ever seen a team going at 3-0 at half time and the same 11 guys emerge for the second half?
I was more shocked at that than I was the 3-0 score.
I know.
The thing is, if you look at the Killy game last year, Barry's was it his first game in charge where we were 2-0 down. He made a substitution on to win the game. He had the balls to do it. After like 20-25 minutes, I was expecting that same. But as soon as we're 3-0 down, I was expecting to be like, this isn't working, and change it. But he didn't. He didn't change anything in the first half. It could end up being 4 or 5, and then he didn't change it at half time, and he left it. And yes, we played better in the second half, but partly down to the fact that they could just sit in and just hold out for a 3-0 win. They didn't have to go for it. So there's potentially that's the reason why we looked a lot better. But at the same time, like, I expect my manager to make these big, hard decisions because that's what they're paid for. Anyone can put a team out on the pitch and just see what happens. I want him to, when he knows it's going wrong, make a decision, change something, and make it go in our favour again. Change that balance, but he doesn't do that.
Have the humility to admit you made a mistake. You're sitting in front of 50,000 people that know you've made a mess of it. Have the humility to know you've made a mistake, make 1 or 2 substitutions, get it at half time and get them in and get it sorted.
But I feel like he's just got that arrogance about him that he feels like his decisions are always the best decisions, and therefore he's gonna, wait until it actually works. So he'll sit there and be like, "Well, second half was better, so of course, I was justified in not making substitutions."
The problem with that, I see the problem with this is the best managers in the world don't always pick the best 11, but they fix it.
Yeah.
Everybody will accept the fact if you put a team out and it doesn't work, because he puts that young boy out, very inexperienced, but he had a good game. You don't mind the fact that if you put the right team out and you change it and you go, right, I've got enough 50 minutes or whatever, 45 minutes if it's at half time, to try and change it and do something different, but we don't do anything different, you're right. That is what really got the fans, I think. And then at the press conference, after the game, he was talking as if it was as if he'd watched a totally different game for us. And he kind of made a couple of comments as well. No criticising the fans, but I thought he was alluding to the fact that the fans were impatient. Well, we lost a goal in the first minute of the game. I think they're entitled to be impatient after what we've watched the last couple of years.
I've no left the stadium that angry. Now, I've left the stadium disappointed on a few occasions, right? And obviously, I actually left the stadium angry on Tuesday night, and I probably haven't left the stadium that angry since, and the two, Jay and Lewis will not remember this, Unaria Cheney, right?
4-1.
Do you remember that one?
I remember
Right.
diarrhea. Never mind.
Honestly, that's probably the angriest I've been leaving Ibrox since Unaria Cheney. I was absolutely furious at and disgusted with the performance. That's how bad it was.
I mean, Liverpool beating us a couple of years ago, they hammered us. They were a quality team. Napoli hammered us, quality team. Ajax, you can accept that.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
You don't like it. You don't like it.
Yep.
It's about the balls. But the level of unprofessionalism is absolutely unacceptable for Rangers Football Club.
But will we see a reaction on Sunday? You know,
Well, all I can say
We need to.
I'll be having plenty of beers watching that game. I'll tell you that, because I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't have confidence that we will. I don't have confidence that we will win that game at all. I feel like if we get a draw, we'll be quite lucky, because I feel like it's going to be one of those games where St Mirren will have 15, 16, 17 shots at our goal, and it's going to be one of those.
St Mirren are going to go for the throat on Sunday.
Aye, and what we're going to do is the very same out-passing style, and that's why the fans get angry. And the travelling support won't be happy to watch that if St Mirren have a couple of goals, shots they go and score early doors, and we're fanning about technically. Whether this is about it's about long term, it's going to get better, the football and things like that. The support's already past that project stage.
You can buy yourself time if you perform well but don't get the results. Like if we played Dundee at home and we had 30 shots and they had one shot and we drew 1-1, we can say, okay, it just wasn't our day, but we can see what we're trying to build. Or if you do get results, you're not playing well, you can be like, well, we can improve on our performances, but at least we're getting results short term. But we're not getting any of that. We're not getting results. We're not getting performances. So there's nothing for us to hold on to be like, it's going to be better at the weekend. There's nothing.
Even if we win on Sunday and it's a good game, I would still take a prediction and say that if St Mirren score, it's going to be that ball through the middle of the box, the long ball through the middle of our defence. The same thing that happens every week. All the teams have caught and don't it, and I don't think we've learned from it yet. I really don't.
Well, the World Cup final in Paisley on Sunday, honestly. They'll be absolutely so up for it. Honestly, you'd be thinking that we're coming to play the World Cup final, coming to play us, an opportunity to actually lay one right on us, because we are really, really weak and vulnerable at the moment.
I know, but we won't be up for it, and that's the really annoying thing. We won't match their energy levels. They'll be running around the park, enthusiastic, winning every 50-50, and we won't get that same reaction. And that is the biggest frustration for me.
So let me throw you guys a minute of time. He's asked me the question earlier on. How long do you think they'll give the manager if things don't change?
October.
I don't think he'll see Halloween.
October? Is that 2 Octobers?
I don't know what to say.
I've got a feeling that.
I think.
Sorry, something tells me in America.
I think the owners will be too scared to sack him this quickly into it. They'll realise that they've made an asset, to be honest. And I think they're too sort of frightened to do that, to be honest, especially since they're just new into the post.
But it's not just Russell Martin getting sacked. Do you trust Kevin Thelwell to hire the right man to replace him? And who would you go for? That's, again, it could be a case of we're just waiting to see what happens in the market for potential coaches or managers to be available. But I wouldn't trust. I don't know. You'll end up with a Sean Dyche or a Gareth Southgate or a Graham Potter.
Mm-hmm.
We'll end up down that route.
It's got to be Gerrard, man. Should have been Gerrard in the first place.
I think it's inevitable at some point it'll be Gerrard.
100%.
I mean, I think it's all. I honestly think they have probably been speaking to him, and I think Thelwell was involved with Everton. Good chance. I'm pretty sure he would know Gerrard. I don't know if they ever worked together. I've no idea of that, but I've got a feeling that it's inevitable. It's just when it happens. I've
You
watched
see the amount
Celtic-
of our fans that were so vocal, Si, about not getting Gerrard back. We don't want him. We don't want it. I bet they bite their hand off for him now. I bet they're quite annoyed at themselves for saying that they didn't want him when we look what we've ended up with.
Aye. I mean, the comparison everybody's saying now is they watch the Celtic game the other night. Celtic are not too hot now, but there's other teams in the league, and I've said this a few times now, that other teams are getting better. Motherwell outclassed us at times last week, and Stephen Presley has been mocked since he got that job with Dundee. Well, two or three good passes opened up our defence, and that was enough for him. So the smaller teams are getting better. Rangers and Celtic are really bad this season, but Hearts, Aberdeen, Hibs, these teams are more than capable of punishing us. I would be looking at if we don't get the next 3 results right, I would certainly be speaking to Gerrard whether we could afford to get him now. There's talk about a tax problem he's got. I don't know much about that, but I think you need to get.
I seen that before when he was linked in the summer about getting the job. I seen that before. So tax problems as well be coming back to the UK. I seen that.
I just don't. I've never had a good feeling about Russell Martin being the manager, to be honest.
No.
Nah, I mean, Southampton fans were also very vocal as well. I mean, the last straw for him was a 5-0 drubbing at home to Tottenham, and they were 5-0 up within about 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I think that just says, pretty much every Southampton fans, all the Southampton fans are all saying they're realising how bad it is, and it's not going to get any better. It's no. I don't have any patience anymore. I'm in the box of getting him out, to be honest. I mean, if we don't get a result on Sunday and we don't beat them at Ibrox, I mean, that's got to be, I think. Got to be.
And by the way, see when you say results, I think a lot of our players don't realise a draw in the Premier League in Scotland is not a good result for us. We mean wins.
Mm-hmm.
This is a problem that we've got. A lot of our players over the last 10 years think, we won second place in the league. We drew. That was a result. We need to go back to, if Rangers don't win, it's a bad result.
But I feel like we need to bring in players from Scottish League that understand the club, that understand the league, that can come in with that mentality. So new players, foreign players from abroad or from the south of the border can go in there and they're being told exactly what the club's like and exactly what they need to do to achieve here. Not
Right
just
now,
coming in. We drew okay. It was Southampton.
The boy Curtis and Lyle, they both of them understand it, but they're no regulars in the team. It's almost as if he doesn't want that type of mentality, because that's how I feel. All these kind of Rangers boys that know that they've got to dig in, don't seem to have that. I mean, for all we flagged Tavernier knows, as much as it's been that disappointing comment he's made and all that, at least he knows that a draw is not good enough. But I think we need the whole mentality of the club now, I'm worried that it's they don't understand the problem that they're in. I really don't think they understand it.
It'll be interesting to see how the new owners are gonna deal with this situation. How they're gonna react, because it'll tell us a lot about them. You know, are they gonna go and get rid of him immediately and say, right, this isn't working, we're gonna bring someone else in, or are they gonna go down the route of sticking to a plan, having that patience even when things aren't going well? You know.
Ryan, have had any comments?
They'll be doing it in front of an empty stadium, pal.
Yeah. Aye, fans are fair enough. Any comments came in tonight?
Nothing really, just Gordy bumping his gums. Only kidding. It will get worse. The new owners are not spending once the manager giving millions to sack him. So Gordy's opinion will stick with him. But listen, stick with them what they want. They'll be doing it in front of an empty stadium because people just walk out. We've seen it 20 minutes after the European game. We've seen it towards the end of last season. The place was empty. You know, people just won't come. It's as simple as that. So
it's been brutal. The last 15 years, people are just wanting stability and we want a manager that understands and gets the players to understand. So I don't think the fans are going to be patient with them.
Mm-mm. But we also know how fragile they are at the other side of the city. If you look at what's going on in the comments that Brendan Rodgers is coming out with, you know, and the sort of civil war with their sport, if we just put a little bit of pressure on them, you know, we can achieve something
crumble.
this season.
They'll cru-
You know,
I don't
the fans are
really
already
like on the
happy.
show. On the show, I don't really like talking about Celtic too much, but I don't think he's got long to go. I think he's already looking for an exit plan, and I probably don't blame him. When I watched him the other night, there, they've not got many quality players, but they've probably still got better players than us.
Because then
But
they have
that's
to do the
why
message.
I would be biting the bullet and getting Gerrard in the new strike wheel there and so, and that means that the
I
owners are
think
admitting
as
they're
as
dying.
as much as we shouldn't be talking about his aim as much, we should be focusing on ourselves. I mean, you look at how poor they were last night. I mean, this is the best chance you're going to get to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
And I just don't think we've got it in us to do that.
no, I know they are.
By the way, and also we've not signed bad players. I think the players that we've
That's the
got.
thing.
No, we've
Good
not.
players.
We've not.
I think we've signed some reasonable. You know, I think the Asgard one. Yasama looks the real deal.
The two
Yasama
winners are
looks
good.
absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
So we've got
I
to
see-
take advantage of this.
Aye. Anyway, guys, what's the time like?
40.
We're about 40 minutes in.
Right, you just want
Yep.
to finish up in a few minutes because I need to get him and get ready for Brighton.
Yeah. Yeah. Should have has to be more patient as Russell not done enough. He said, yeah, patience. My patience ran out the second it was announced.
I just think that, first of all, the one group of people that should never be criticised after what Rangers went through is the support. They carried the club back to where we're now. And I'm one of the guys that's lost the patience, so I can't criticise anybody else for it.
Yeah.
I can't enjoy the football now. I just think that they were absolutely boring.
I'm spewing. I'm 600-700 quid down to go to Belgium next Wednesday for a day trip to Belgium. Spewing. I'm absolutely spewing. Honestly. So, but that's what it is. I'll take my boots with me.
I mean, it's one of the ones. It'll be a great trip. Everyone will be good part of the football.
Aye, the football will ruin it as usual. Usually does ruin the trips.
Aye. I think that's for us.
So-
Any guys anymore?
Nah, we'll get wrapped up, mate. That's us there. All
Good
right.
guys, any more comments?
Nah,
Right.
that's us.
Nah.
All right. Tune in.
Thanks, guys.
Right, gents,
Alright.
cheers. Right,
Thank you very much.
all the best.
We are the people.
Right, good night. We are the people.